Don't write should. Not if you can use a better alternative that will raise your score. Hi everyone, I'm Tom Hollett. Welcome to English Hacks, the channel for tips and secrets to boost your level. My apologies for the clickbait title. I should be clear. Should is not wrong. It's perfectly fine, but it is an A2 elementary level word. If you're preparing for a B1 or a B2 intermediate level exam, I recommend an alternative that will immediately upgrade your grammar score. If I were you, I'd blah blah blah. For instance, if I were you, I'd go to bed. If I were you, I'd eat less sugar. If I were you, I'd buy the dress. Notice we follow I'd with the infinitive form of each verb. I'd go, I'd eat, I'd buy. It's the second conditional. It has a condition clause using if and then the past simple, if I were you. And it has a result clause that uses would and the infinitive form. I'd call him. If I were, but that sounds wrong, you say. And you're right, normally it is wrong. You learn I was, except for the second conditional. The reason is that we use the second conditional to move into a hypothetical territory. We are leaving the realm of reality and entering into a fantasy situation. Example, if I were you, I cannot possibly be you, I can only be me. But if I want to imagine I were you, then I can use this form. That's why we use the word were. I were, it leads us into this realm of hypothetical. You can also say if I was you. That's more common in the United States. British English, generally we stick to I were, or you were, he were, they were, always the word were. If I were you, it's another way of saying if I were in your shoes. That's an alternative way to create this second conditional with the function of giving advice or giving a recommendation. So let's take an example. Look at this exam task. I'm enjoying my tennis classes, but I have a lot of homework at the moment. I need to study, but I don't want to stop going to tennis. What do you think I should do? This person is asking for advice. You can use should. You should continue to practice tennis. That's okay. You score a mark for an accurate sentence. You score a mark for your content because you're answering the question. Alternatively, if I were you, I'd continue to practice tennis. This scores you more marks because you're using B1 level grammar. But what if you are not asked to advise or recommend something in the exam? Don't worry, you can use the second conditional anyway, but you need to create the opportunity. Let's take an example. My favourite subjects at school are history and art. I don't like maths. Tell me about the subjects you study and what you like about them. There is no request for advice. Let's examine the words. Maybe we can find an opportunity. Look at this. I don't like maths. Maybe we can help our friend by giving some advice for maths. Example, if I were you, I'd ask your parents to help you with maths. That way you might enjoy it more. Notice that I'm introducing a reason for my advice. This is important when the advice is unsolicited. Because you are not being asked for advice, you should always give a reason. You can introduce your reason using that way. Another possibility. My favourite subjects are history and art. We could give some advice here. If I were you, I'd study art history at university. That way you can combine your two favourite subjects. Again, I'm introducing my reason using that way, followed by a comma. So the beauty of this sentence is you can adapt it and immediately boost your grammar score. I hope that this hack was helpful to you. If you would like any of this information in written format, we have a free PDF available. Just click on the link in the description below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I look forward to reading your comments. And if I were you, I'd tell me what you want to learn next and I can create some videos. Thank you very much everyone. See you soon for another video. Bye bye.